Leave me and go back for her. You have your orders. Then I guess you're in on our fight. Can you use that thing?
I want an XJ9. Sorry, buddy, your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Leave me and go back for her.
Yeah, shut up,
Have
Pete.
your orders.
Oh, there's a whole case of XJ9s over here.
Can you use that thing?
Oh, and a haze on this bench. Well, I'll take that. Sorry, buddy, I guess your sacrifice was in vain. Lots of stuff going on today. Actually having some combat this time, and we're getting lots of weapon levels. And here's the human grenade, which I didn't get a chance to show off. We also have seeker grenades now, which work pretty much exactly the same. And now we have a grenade alt-fire mode for the haze, which fires a blue sticky grenade to enemies. They'll usually try to kamikaze into you with that, or they'll rip it off of themselves and lob it back at you. And on top of Seeker grenades, we also have Seeker weaponry. That's over here is the Acolyte. It's similar to the Faust a little bit, but it has a much higher ammo clip. I'll be using mostly human weapons for this first part of the game, though. And over here we have the Talon, which is by far the worst gun in the entire game. I cannot stress how horrible it is. Until you get its alt fire, which makes it instantly the best gun in the game. And this area introduces us to the new enemy, the Seeker Wolf. Yeah, they're not much of a deal, but that was a not very good introduction to them. Basically, they're not that dangerous unless they come in packs, because they bound off of walls and jump towards you and whatnot, but because they don't have any guns, they don't have any form of long-range attack. So they're mostly harmless, but on higher difficulties they can be a pain. And up ahead is another enemy we've seen but haven't encountered, the Seeker Scanner. That jumping shockwave attack he just did will kill you instantly if you're close in to him, but it won't do much damage if you're on the edge of the blast. Basically, there are a couple points where they try to cheap you with that shockwave attack, and it's really annoying. Burst mode for the Faust is a 3-shot, burst. Fires 3 shots in rapid succession, but it eats up ammo really quickly. The only really effective way to use it is to hammer down on the trigger because it can fire really fast. The problem is you spend all your time reloading. I wonder if there's a way over there. Well, let's not get rusty with our melee. Oh, knock him off, knock him off! Gideon 1, evil homicidal alien race 0.
Egan, is Olivia still down in the Science Center?
They're scanning everybody! They're taking most of the scientists!
But Olivia, is she?
I haven't seen her, but if she's there, she's in trouble.
Are there any escape pods left?
Lots. Go for it.
And here we are in Science Wing. Something I should mention is that most levels you gain with weapons just increase your alt fire damage or your normal fire damage. Only level 3 gives you an alt fire or something different, unless you're going into some weapons. There are exceptions. Well, apparently Gideon isn't what he's looking for, so... The Seeker scanners will spend a lot of their time scanning random NPCs wandering about. Ooh, he almost got me with that shockwave there. That could have been bad. Alright, so we can walk around this pathway like a chump, or we can turn on the gravistat and float upwards. Something cool is that the low gravity also affects weapons that fly by. I know that low physics should obviously affect physics objects, but I still think it's kind of a cool little thing. And I'm glad I got it caught on recording. Oh no, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, well, problem solved. This part right here is where they try to cheat you with that Seeker Scanner shockwave attack. That's killed me numerous times.
Back off! Thanks for helping us, sir. Take him
The problem with the Seeker Wolves is that they'll often just stand there and take shots right to the face. It makes them pretty unthreatening, but oftentimes they will be jumping all around and attacking. It's just occasionally their programming messes up. I swore these pillars were destructible, but I guess not.
Hey, gorgeous.
You shouldn't have come back for me. We'll never make it to the escape pods from here.
Don't worry. Ethan is holding one for us.
One of the more awkward cutscenes in the game.
Better go back into that room.
Where are the soldiers I left here?
I killed them.
Why don't you little worms give up and die?
And missed the chance to kill monsters like you?
Yes, I am a monster. The only question now is, do I kill you quickly, or do I pull you apart with my bare hands?
Alright, another new enemy, Seeker General. This one is way harder than all the ones we'll encounter later, because he becomes a standard enemy after this. His main gimmick is that shield thing he throws up if you shoot him too much. The way around that is to throw a grenade, as it'll knock him down. That's pretty much your only option at this point besides running up and meleeing. And the XJ9 gets a grenade launcher, so that works just as effectively because it fires human grenades as well. Well, we're screwed. You may have noticed a little used text on the last part of that cutscene. I assume that's because a lot of these cutscenes were recorded during the gameplay with user input camera. I believe a lot of this game was intended to not have pre-rendered cutscenes. I think they intended all of the cutscenes to take place during gameplay. Although that ended up not working and they had to basically scrap a lot of that content.
Why weren't we warned? Our perimeter sat should have given us ample time to... Shut up and Dean!
Yeah, this is a little messed up. Two scientists are supposed to be standing in front of where they bore that hole into the wall. But for some reason they didn't spawn, or one spawned somewhere else, and that scene was a little messed up. You know what, let's let these special op guys handle this. I'm sure they'll be fine. When I replayed this on the Xbox version, Olivia had such a hard time following me in this area, it was ridiculous. She wasn't getting caught up on anything, she just was not moving through the area. I don't know, the pathfinding in the Xbox version seems a lot different for some reason. There's a cutscene coming up in a minute that's not in the PC version, actually. It's only in the Xbox version. I'm not sure why they decided to cut content like that from this PC version, but I know the Xbox version has a lot of cutscenes because it needs to buy time to load the next area. kind of a worthless cutscene, but it helps establish the tone. I like the little detail here of the holograms fighting the Seekers. That's a really nice way to sort of wrap up this area. This is the only non-working med station in the game.
Look who this is.
The guy who killed Bud. Mr.
That's
Hero
weird.
Flyboy.
So yeah, Bud's buddies decide not to help us fight these aliens. Not that it really matters, because they will die in seconds, as you saw. I mentioned this in the thread, these little shuttles over here are ridiculously small in comparison to how they were proportioned in the original scene. They're like squished to more than half their original size. That's a problem that actually comes up a lot in the rest of the scaling is very messed up in some areas. Largely just on Lurian. Here's our first normal enemy Seeker. Seeker General, rather. As you can see, they take way less.
Over here!
Yeah.
Get to the escape pod! We'll handle this.
It's raining Seekers.
Hurry! Get to the escape pods! The station's going down!
Come on! Just a little farther!
I hope a few thousand of them fry when the station burns up on re-entry.
Gideon! You found her!
Ethan! You're not dead!
Not for lack of trying. Get her into a pod.
I can run it alone.
Shooting gallery between here and the pods. I have to be with you to cover you.
So take her and go.
Help your brother.
Alright, now our second and final decision of the game. Do we take Ethan or do we take Olivia to the escape pod? I'll leave it up to you guys again.